We just got your chairs up here. This is a professional setup, so. I will stay on the stage this time. Thank you. I appreciate that. So at the last con I did with them, I am very pregnant and about fell off the stage because my chair fell off the stage. It was really embarrassing. That was my first convention, too.
It was a horror.
Someone was mean.
Testing.
Do you just want to get rid of the table? I'm just going to throw it off the stage. I'll do it.
Is it falling out?
No, it was uneven. It must be you. You are the common denominator at this table. No.
That's better.
That looks good.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hi. We're excited to see you.
Bunch of burnt matches on the stage. What the hell?
Lighting the black flame candle.
Oh, God. Sorry, I'm still in the show, folks.
Well, look, there was some Hocus Pocus in here earlier. Legitimately, Sean Hammond is a magician, and he was like, I really thought he was going to clean it up, actually. I'm so embarrassed right now. He lit all these matches, and then pigeons came out. I don't know what the pigeons are now, but just watch yourself.
And my next trick will be... Anyway.
They were phoenix pigeons.
What?
From the fire?
From Arizona?
Yes. Okay, well, the real reason you guys are here.
All right.
Let's talk a little bit about, there was a movie you guys were in. Yeah, it's been a minute, right? I think it was called Hocus Pocus.
Yeah. Rings a bell. Rings a bell.
So let's talk a little bit about, okay.
A lot of feedback.
Wait, I think they're too close to one another, mics, I think maybe.
Can you guys also please not put your mics towards each other? Yeah. We have a lot of rules here.
I turned mine off, so you can't do that.
Liberty, are we good?
I made it off the stage.
Okay, so Hocus Pocus. Back to what we're here for. So, of course, the movie came out in '93. It was released in July, but of course, wasn't exactly the biggest hit when it first came out. So, when did you guys start to realize like this is like a cult classic now? I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna be a little nicer.
You're being nice.
It tanked.
It was the bomb.
Yeah.
It still is the bomb.
Now it's the bomb.
Now it's the bomb, right?
Yeah.
The bomb.
It bombed to be the bomb.
No, it's interesting. It's hard to put a time frame on when we all sort of like realize like, oh wow, this is really caught on and has endured over. I think it was about like 10 years, I'd say, before it started kicking in. I think also because the Disney Channel started playing it so often, it just kind of took on a new life and it became one of those ones where like older generations would share it with the younger generations, starting off with like just older siblings, and then now it's like families and moms and dads and their kids, and so it just grew and grew and grew, and it's just kind of it's still a little bit of a head scratcher how big how did this really happen, but it's just really nice to be a part of something that resonates with the audiences for so long.
Well, I think also like we were crushed, right? You and I were talking about
it was very
this is
depressing.
going to be a great movie. We were having the best time doing it, and we just felt the magic, right? And then when it didn't happen, we didn't even get a premiere, you guys.
We didn't even get a premiere. The reviews were
Nothing.
rude. The reviews were rude. They were not nice.
Yeah, they were so mean to Beth. They were like, "What
so
is this
mean.
Academy Award-winning actress doing this movie?" And we're like, "It's fun. It's funny."
What do
You know why?
People are so
you know why she
judgmental.
did it? Because she had just had a child, and she wanted something for her child to be able to see it. That's
so
not.
sweet.
Yeah, and I
at
think
least that's
Sophie,
what I
her
read in
daughter,
the
was
book.
around my age actually.
Yeah.
When we were filming.
Was she?
I think
But
she
she was
was
a little
maybe a year
younger.
younger, maybe
Yeah.
a year or two younger. But yeah.
She looks just like her.
Yeah, is this information you got from the new book?
Yes. Yes.
He's not remembering.
I'm
The
learning.
making of her own movie. 'cause
I
we
am
forgot.
learning more about the behind the scenes than I knew before.
He's actually reading the book about the
Hey.
behind. What is it called? The untold history? No,
Yeah,
the
oral
oral
history.
history.
Oral
Oral
history.
history.
I was
On
going to
my
ask if you
shelves
guys have
now.
read that. Is it pretty accurate?
I'm
or
just in the midst of reading it.
You're in the middle of
like
it?
chapter 2. I think I'm on the Kenny chapter right now.
Have you learned anything new?
Yeah, just that. Like, that's why I did that movie. That was a tidbit I learned from the book. The book. And it's
So
all
More
it's all-
another time when we've all read it.
Well, it's
Yeah.
all quotes from somebody who is affiliated with the movie, so I'm going to take their word for it over, rumors that get spread.
True.
Speaking
Hence
of books,
oral history.
Speaking of
I
what?
happen to have a spell book with me,
Yeah.
just in case anybody want to look through it, and I don't know, just see if there's anything you want to do later. Just saying,
I brought
have it.
matches and pigeons, so we can
That's already been done, man. Move on.
What?
What?
Somebody stole my act?
I know, right?
Where's that person?
Jeez.
Where's
That was
it?
good. Like you were meeting fans or something. So I know we all want to know some behind-the-scenes scoop from Hocus Pocus, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So tell us how it was filmed and how you barely saw each other, right?
No, we spent a lot of time together. It was.
Remember, she hasn't seen the movie.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I saw it once. I saw it once, Vanessa.
Well, no. So
Oh, wait, you saw it once. That's right.
Okay.
a lot of this
Once.
scene,
Let it slide.
like people ask if we got to work a lot with the witches, and actually due to like certain legal things like working children for a certain amount of hours, and the fact that we weren't actually like in a lot of scenes together, we didn't get to work with them like one-on-one so much. But the three of us, we were like glue.
Yeah, we were a team for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glue and the
Yeah,
30
yeah,
cats.
totally.
And the cats.
The cats.
The
All
cats
9
were
of
glued to
them.
us.
All 9 of them.
I was going to say, we need to know a little bit more about the cats, because that was a pretty cool little behind-the-scenes tidbit, because Binks, was he both a puppet and real cats?
No puppet. Well,
they had
we
some,
had a
they
stand.
had
We
some
had a,
animatronic ones. They had 2. Remember,
Did they?
because they had the
Don't.
pump one that got ran over by the bus.
Yeah.
yeah,
And then
okay,
they had
okay.
That one.
That
and
wasn't
then
a
they
real
had
cat.
the
Spoiler
one
alert
where they
for
were
anyone
That was the
trying
inflatable
to
cat.
to like make it walk, and it didn't. I don't think they wound up using that one, but they had a couple of animatronic ones, and then there were like 9 different cats.
At least.
that I remember, and then also there was just another process altogether, which was green screen, and we would just talk to a little X on
That too.
tape, a little piece of tape,
And we had a stuffed animal cat for rehearsals.
for rehearsals.
And,
Yeah, it was a huge process, and CGI was very, very. It was young technology
Limited.
at that time, and so there just
It was
were
very new.
very, very new, and I think you can kind of tell in some scenes, but whatever. You can suspend belief.
What's up? I remember a whole wall of cats. Like I remember the animal trainer like reaching
That's
like
right, the cages
behind the
of them.
curtain. It was like literally from floor to ceiling cats, because not many people know this, but a cat can only learn 1 trick or maybe 2 versus a dog. You can teach them many tricks. So you had to literally sparse out Binks. So it was like
Yeah, there was like a
Binks.
running Binks, a jumping Binks,
Yeah.
and like I can just
A
sit
sleeping
here.
Binks.
A swatting
Sleeping
Binks.
Binks.
A swatting.
swatting Binks.
There was a swatting Binks.
All of them
One
were
on your
equally
shoulder.
annoying one way or
Nothing
another.
good comes from that book.
Yeah. One in your shoulder, one. What else was there? Walk. Yeah,
yeah,
the
the
walking.
jump on.
There was the jump one and one that could jump onto you.
Yeah.
And then there was the talking one,
yeah.
who got most of the action.
He did.
Yeah.
Was
He's
a diva.
pretty
So when
Wanted so
thinking
much.
back on the movie, do you guys have like a certain scene that just like you remember, like, oh, I remember filming that, and that was either funny or just memorable for some kind of reason?
I think the when he lights the candle
Me too.
and the floorboards shake and all of that whole sequence, even leading up through the lightning strikes and all of that, like that was, it took like 3 or 4 days, and it was like they built the
All of
floor, like
it.
it actually was moving up and down. They really they did a number on it, and so that was fun. It took a long time, and we were definitely over it by the last day, but that was one that stood
No, I
out,
could've
and it was
done
one
it
of the
forever.
rare times when we all worked together in the house.
That's true.
Too. So any time when the whole group was together, that was pretty memorable, I'd say. And also when Doug would get dressed up as Billy, that was pretty wild.
But do you remember with the floorboards? Do you remember if it was crew on the outside of the house pulling it up and down, or what?
No,
was
I think they had like a machine. They had like a little pump
Okay, I
thing
couldn't
machine
remember.
because it wasn't that high off the ground.
Yeah.
But it was elevated, and there was some kind of machinery underneath
Yeah.
that. Because I don't.
And they
Had the lights underneath there too, like the green light and the
Smoke.
smoke
Yeah.
coming up from between the boards.
and they pinned down the book. I remember the case was like solid.
shaking. Yeah,
Overshaking.
yeah. They
Yeah.
had to secure the book.
The case of it, yeah. That was like, I always think that should be a ride at Disneyland. It's so fun. Like you just light the candle, and you're one of those people, and
A complete
you get,
immersive experience. Yeah.
yeah, why not? And then the witches come out, like a la haunted house, like that kind of thing.
That's actually a good idea.
You heard
give
it
that
from
away.
here,
Yeah,
from me first.
That's hers.
They'll probably do it because they will. Anyway, is that the same memory as you had?
Absolutely. Yeah. With the no, I do. I remember that
Or
stuff.
any memory?
Well, yeah. What? Who are you? No, I think anytime we got to work in that house, I think that's the most memorable for me in general. Just
Yeah, that set
not
was
just the
incredible.
house itself, but yeah, that scene and just kind of everything. Like even just the giant cauldron and it was
It was
I
fun.
remember I had to when I lit the thingy thing, the
black flame
The
candle.
fire extinguisher?
Oh,
sprinklers, the fire
sprinkler,
sprinklers.
yeah.
And I had to jump from the second floor to the first floor, which wasn't me. That was a stunt guy.
Yeah.
But
Burning rain.
You did do it in
Death.
rehearsal, I remember.
yeah,
I remember you did.
it's just
He
like
did, just to show that he could do it.
everything, especially. And that's why my knees
Right.
are bad now.
You're right.
They were like, we don't want actual evidence of him doing this. We need to get the stunt double in here now. So what other kind of things, like behind the scenes, do you think people would be surprised to know? I know one of the things you said was you didn't do a lot of the scenes with the witches. So how was it, like, for instance, the graveyard scenes where they're flying above? Were you actually talking to them, or was that filmed separately? How was all that?
Some of it was filmed separately, and then some of it we were there as well. Any time that they had any flying to do, it was always a very long process for them. Like even in between takes, not shots, but like takes, it would take forever to reset the lights and to reset the rigs and where they were and their positions and. Sometimes the flow of the flight path would be rough or whatever, and so they had to redo it again. So like anytime that was a part of it, and that would cut into our time that we would be available to be on set because of the regulations, like how many certain ages you can only work so many hours per day, etc. And so it made shooting those sequences even more difficult for them. But so sometimes. For a large part of it, we weren't there with them, and then other times we were.
And you actually got to like fly away with them in that one scene. What was that like?
Yeah, I was the one. That was the only one of the kids that actually. I think no. Did you? You had a rig, right?
Yeah.
They got you on rig when she pulls you up.
Not me.
When
On
she
the
pulls
broom
me
when she
up,
pulls you
yeah,
up?
but not like I was.
That was on that,
is
but
what you
then
call
and
it,
then
right?
she
Yeah.
had me up, and I had a little bit of time with her up there, and that was even that little bit of time was like 6-7 hours we were up there, and it becomes very uncomfortable. But
I
she
had
was
no
very
idea 6 or 7 hours you were up there.
about because
And you
like
were
once you
only
get up there,
10.
you can't really come down, and
wow.
because it just takes too long, and so the harness does become incredibly uncomfortable because the whole time you're in there, you have to like, clench and sort of cinch yourself.
I've done it before, but not then. But yeah.
And then, but it was really comforting. And at one point, I was obviously just wiped out and over it. And she just started singing. And at first, it started out like singing to me, and then it wound up being the whole crew. And it just was a really lovely moment, very, very memorable.
Oh, that sounds fun.
That's sweet.
Kind of fun to get to do that stuff, I feel.
For sure, yeah.
I mean,
and,
minus the 6
you're
and
like,
7
this is
hours
Bette
up there.
Midler serenading me right now.
Not many
living my
people-
best life. I'm like, that doesn't get any better than this.
I was gonna say,
can
not
die
many
now.
people here can say that. They were serenaded by Bette Midler. So, did you guys stay pretty close after the filming of the movie, or would you say you more kind of rekindled your friendship as the movie kind of like gained this following a few years later?
We were at the 20th anniversary? Yeah, the 20th anniversary of Hocus Pocus. And we all just saw each other afterwards and were like, why don't we have each other's numbers?
Yeah,
it was so crazy.
Yeah.
And this was also when we realized that Hocus Pocus had become a thing and it was snowballing into something bigger because you and Omri and I think Doug too, we're all trying to talk to each other and then all of a sudden we're like pulled away by fans going, can we take a picture with you? Can you? And we're just like, bye. Okay, it's nice seeing you. Here's my number.
For sure.
And then
I'll find you.
And then Thora was the sweetest because she was like, let's go, and because it was around Halloween, you said, let's go out and have a dinner on Halloween.
Yeah.
And we did.
And we did, yeah, definitely. It was the beginning of our rebonding for sure. But I had run into you a few times here and there, and not so much on Omri, but then, yeah, in the last like 5 to 7 years, we've definitely retightened.
Yeah, we'd have.
Yeah.
It's
So
great.
Vanessa,
It's the
you
best.
said before that you didn't really celebrate Halloween too much out in California. Are you celebrating it now on a regular basis?
Oh yeah, Halloween's
Please.
huge.
Halloween's massive. Yeah, we loved Halloween. I
taken
always
over
loved
Christmas.
Halloween.
Just when you were growing up, it was kind of like, well, it's still
Yeah,
daylight.
for me,
and-
I would never know what I was going to be, and then the day before, I'd figure it out. Yeah, I liked the trick or treating, and I liked the fair that I had at my elementary school. But that was really it. I wasn't. Our house wasn't even a Halloween house. Like I think your parents have to be into it, or some friend has to really be into it, and you go to their house to get scooped up into it. Because
I would have been that friend for you.
yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
that was my faux pas, not staying in touch with you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you guys have done so many things since then on your own, obviously. Omri with Erie, Indiana, the show Erie, Indiana. Anybody seen that? Yes?
Yeah.
See, more people have seen it here than in Nashville, as you see.
I would hope people from Indiana have seen
Yeah,
the
like
show.
2 people
I mean,
claps.
we're representing your state, not in the best way, but still representing. Go Indiana.
Exactly. So is it streaming anywhere?
I believe it's on Amazon
Yeah.
Prime and Freevee. I think that's.
Or
the
you
name
could
of
just
it.
act
I
it
got
out
it on
for us. Do an
Amazon.
episode now.
Yeah,
On command.
ready?
No, just kidding.
Can you guys play Elvis and?
Bless you.
Excuse me.
Thora, you have done a lot of projects that I know I've heard a lot of rumblings from all the fans. They want to know about all the things you've been doing. I know recently you were filming something. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was supposed to be at the Nashville convention with these guys, but I had to. I was filming in Latvia. Kristen Stewart's making her directorial debut. And it's an adaptation of a novel called The Chronology of Water. It's very dark. It's not anything like Hocus Pocus or any of my other work really. But yeah, it was a fun time, and that should be coming out next year. So that and some other stuff coming up. Thank you.
Very exciting. Vanessa, what are you working on?
I just did.
No pressure.
Well, I'm not really allowed to say when I think it's fine because it's done, but I'm coming out in a cameo on Yellowstone. So that'll be
You heard
fun.
it here first. What?
It's a cameo, so don't miss it.
Well, we can rewind it. It's fine. We can
That's true.
Motion.
These days.
Oh
you're
yeah, I
right.
have one on Mayfair Witches too. So it's another witchy thing at AMC.
Oh, what?
I have
Can you-
one of those cameo too.
Oh, cameo.
on Mayfair Witches, but I can't. Yeah.
I also have a cameo too on this other show called Cruel Intentions. I don't know when it's coming out, but that one too.
Yeah, he knows. Yeah.
Oh, you?
I was
Oh,
like, someone in the audience knows. What?
it's unfair because he's in the movie business, so he does know. Okay, November 2. Wow, so double whammy of Vanessa and cameos.
Speaking of cameos, are you guys on Cameo? Can we do videos and such with you guys?
Yeah, aren't we?
I am.
She's not anymore.
I was. I don't know. Maybe. I do it at certain times of the year. So maybe.
Okay.
Maybe come October.
Special
take a look. I don't know.
events.
Yeah.
Social media is just something that you guys didn't have to deal with, obviously, back in the Hocus Pocus, the 90s days, and now you
miss it.
do. And I know, yeah, you miss those days when you didn't have to worry about X and being canceled and whatnot. I mean, I know, Thora, we researched you thoroughly, looking for your social media in advance of
it's not
things.
there, yeah.
She's the
And I'm
only
like,
one with brains
I'm
at
not
this
even
table.
sure. I don't think she exists.
She's the smartest one here.
I just don't believe in it. So I don't know. I find it toxic on a lot of levels. I'm not nothing against it. I know everybody has a lot of great time on it, and it's useful and fun, but it's just not for me. Yeah.
I know, people look for it, and then you find the
Well,
fake
also,
sites,
I
and
want
you're
the
like,
fans to have a relationship with the characters I play, and not so much me. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's just when you look and you find Thora Birch and it's spelled different, or it's spelled with a Y, or something weird, and
no,
you're like, that's
if
not
anyone's
her.
looking for like the real, it's not me. Even if people are saying it, it's just I don't have any accounts.
This is the real her.
This is all you're gonna get. She's right here with us now. And I know that you're doing some business on the side.
I am doing some business on the side.
Not that I know personally what
On
he's
the
doing.
side.
Yeah, it's a green style
Eventually it'll
business.
be here. Eventually it'll be here, but it's in
He's a-
California.
he's a-
Yeah, are you
Environmentalist.
legal here? We're talking about cannabis, everyone. So good shit, man. You know,
Medically, some people
Good,
speaking
there are children
can have
here.
it.
medically, recreationally, whatever.
See, he got a
It's the
little
healing plant.
too close to
Don't
his
listen to me,
character.
kids.
Little
Let me,
too
kids.
close.
little too
Earmuffs
close
right
to his
now.
character, Max Denson. There you go.
So there's a funny story where Omri.
California. What's up, man?
I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened.
I got high before I,
I
came.
promise
so-
I was not in the green room. I was
kidding.
not there with them.
One time I was driving to work, with these three, and
Great
I
story.
look over. I look over and I'm like, "Who's this crazy guy?" Out the window with his van, his VW van. I'm like, Omri on the 134 freeway going
And
to
of-
Disney Studios.
Of course, I don't even acknowledge her. I'm just like, driving. She's just like, oh, dude, he is.
He's just wasted.
In the van,
Will he
even?
remember his
Wow.
lines today?
Not stereotypical at all. Just the van, the whole.
Not at all. Yeah.
Dead
the
stickers, all that.
stickers, like puke green V-dub Westy. Me with my shaggy long hair and my Birkenstocks.
Okay, so was it
Yeah,
painted like the
Birkenstocks?
Scooby van then? Is this
Basically.
that's what I was picturing.
was.
Okay.
Was.
It was for sure.
it was.
Those pesky kids. I don't know. I know we've probably asked before if you've taken things or you took things from Hocus Pocus set. It's just going to stay here, so don't worry if you will get in trouble. I think it's like the time has elapsed. You're not
Yeah, I was
trouble
like
anymore.
statute of
It's-
limitations.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Right, totally.
Yeah, I ended up with one
50
of the
cats?
with a wall of cats,
3.
including Omri cats. But bum. No, I think
Dad jokes and not a dad.
Yeah, the non-dad jokes. I ended up with one of they had like 5 of those green bikes that I was riding on the movie. So I stole one of those. I still got the tie-dye shirt, which is kept
That's
in
pretty cool.
real good condition. And I think I snagged a pair of, not the Nikes, the other set of shoes I was wearing on the movie.
Cross trainers.
The non-cross trainers. The hiker
Oh,
boots.
the boots.
The hiker boots, yeah.
Yeah.
All the
Stole
things
those.
that I wanted were actually like in the witch's house. Like I wanted the Black Fang candle.
I
I wanted the book.
The
I really
book.
wanted that book.
Yeah.
I still want that book.
I think you have to go rob David Kirshner.
But did you get anything?
No, I didn't
Really?
get anything. I
Not
think they
even
tried
your
to give me
lovely,
the hat.
beloved hat.
Yeah, I think they tried to give it to me. I was like, so I can burn it?
She
Because
just
it was
had a lot of
always
struggle.
falling. It was always falling off, and they had to keep putting more and more pins in my hair. So every day when we would wrap, it took like 20 minutes to get this freaking hat off. Now it will stay on, right, when I want to go home while I'm on set. No, I can't wait to fall off. So, yeah, so they kind of like tried to give it to me, and I was like, you're joking, right? That's funny.
I don't know why I think that's so funny. Because I remember how much it was
You remember
struggle.
my attitude about it.
But it was the best when that button where you're like a virgin, and it goes way down here.
Yeah, the little bend.
Yeah,
I did.
it was
That
awesome.
came out. It did come out.
I remember seeing that scene in dailies and everyone laughing their
Even I
ass
loved
off and
it.
going, "That's the one."
Yeah, that's yeah.
So have you guys seen the Lego set?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We invited the creator of the set to our bunch of Halloween event that we're having again this year. But she came last year
Oh my gosh.
in Salem. Bunchofhalloween.com.
Yeah, if any of you are going to be in Salem between October 11th and 13th, we have an event. It's called It's Just a Bunch of Halloween. So, yeah,
Perfect.
if you're going to be in Salem,
You guys have
come on down.
Ice and right?
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
we have Jay and Ice coming.
Nice. Yeah.
We do. It's because you ate too much candy, you oinker.
The mouth breather.
Now, I don't know if you guys are staying for Raptoroke afterwards. You're invited, by the way. Everyone is.
Appreciate it.
It's karaoke
like
at
that.
Raptor Con. Yeah.
I like it. Clever.
But if you guys could do, like, the Madonna, do some Vogue. That would
Not
be
I put a spell on you. Strike a pose. Nothing to it. No.
I'll just do like a virgin.
There we go. See, leading up to that.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll
You're,
be my,
you're killing it today, Alma.
Man.
that's my mantra.
But Thor and I, just to go back to the gifts, I don't know if you still have it, but we got a beautiful jewelry box from Kenny Ortega with pink and purple on it, which are the colors of the movie, and with an image of the Sanderson sisters flying across the sky painted on. Is
the
very thoughtful.
moonlit sky and over the waters of Salem. It's really,
Yeah.
I do have that. And
You
it
do
is
still,
gorgeous.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so
I do, yeah.
thoughtful.
Yeah.
Did you keep your costume that you wore for Halloween? The dress?
No, that was a rental. Apparently,
Wow.
for Western costume, apparently Michelle Pfeiffer wore it in this movie called Dangerous Liaisons a few years earlier. I was hoping maybe there's like some sweat stains on it. Or something. I could just,
Please give me the essence.
It's just the essence of that queen.
The queen.
No, I only found that post. I mean, the fans are crazy. They know where everything's like. This is worn in this movie, and that. So yeah, that was a rental, but that was a lovely dress. But I'm very happy someone had the wherewithal to say, let's go have her changed, because that would have been an insane movie, insane thing to run around in the movie. Yeah.
Especially diving under going underground.
Yeah.
tunnels.
And the crypt, and I don't even know, just too
All the
much
other
stuff.
stuff,
Yabos
yeah.
probably falling out. It just, bending over, it would just be too much.
They would like.
All right.
Oh. Is that a
Sweet.
cookbook?
Winifred Sanderson.
Dead man's toes.
That's it. Not kidding.
This is the spell book of Winifred
Boiled,
Sanderson.
boiled.
Put it up and see which one
Frog
it
spray.
goes to.
Well, you're the witch. You gotta.
Well, we don't know if you are either.
I think
be
I'm.
such a
I think I'm the
witch.
badass
Dead man's
one.
toe.
Dead
That's what
man's
it turned
toe.
into.
It's dead man's toe.
Are you wanting me to read or something, or?
I just wanted to
We're-
put it out there in the universe. What
Oh,
am I doing?
you
I
mean
have no idea.
that we'll be in the third Hocus Pocus? If we do a spell? Just kidding.
Speaking of the third Hocus Pocus, do we know anything about that? Have we been asked anything?
Cat's got
Do
my
we
tongue.
have any NDAs we can't talk about right now?
No. I don't know. Maybe she knows more. Really? Okay.
I don't really know.
I
The
signed
last
an
one,
NDA.
she was approached for the last one.
I know that
you were?
it took a while. Like they talked about doing number 2 for a long while, and so I could imagine that happening
20
again.
years.
Again.
Right? Exactly. No, well, they didn't talk about it for 20 years, but they talked about it for like 6.
Long
It's
time.
moving on its own. Obviously, there's some energy
It's
going
a pledge
on.
of secrecy.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
There you go. So yeah, we know a lot. We just can't see. No.
Uh-oh.
We don't know anything.
No, we don't need to
Ooh.
keep a
Blast it
secret
out.
because we literally don't know anything, so we don't need to keep a pledge of secrecy. But
We signed NDAs.
no, we really didn't. That's the truth.
All right, well, I know we have a lot of questions to get to from the fans.
Uh-oh.
So don't accost me or anything, but I will come to you.
Keep it clean, folks.
I'll turn this mic
Well,
off.
you kept it dirty. I told you children were in here. You were just cursing.
It's me.
Clean up the matches, would you? Jeez.
This one's for Vanessa. Have you ever heard of the theory that you were a witch?
I have, and it's very likely. Looking back on it, I don't. The costume designer was the only one to give me hints about it because she's like, I feel like she's old world, and I want to have you have like a sweater. I'm gonna custom make this sweater with some like leather in it and intertwine it in there. And I think this necklace is is like an heirloom necklace, and your earrings, which is the one thing I do have of Allison's is our earrings. But it's very interesting because I didn't even pay attention as a child, but I switched necklaces. So from when I'm wearing the ball gown as the costume, put another necklace on. Like, why didn't she just leave the necklace on? You know, like running out. She purposely puts on a necklace that has like, it looks like a pentagon of sorts. If you connect the dots, it's like a protective amulet.
She's going to on it
I think she knows. So this is all in hindsight.
Well,
And it's
now we
planted
know.
in me as a young, formidable teenage years. So yeah, I feel like it could be possible. And she knows about the spells, the circle of salt.
And
all
I
that.
mean, the book just opened for you, so.
The Pledge of Secrecy. And the Master's Pact is on the other side.
And you can read the book.
The magical pentagon. No way.
Here's magic in action. I don't know what that is.
That's us three.
With some I don't know, interesting Knights of the Round Table, yeah. Anyway, anywho,
It's a fun book.
So I was wondering if you all got to have any say in, you know, like as your characters came to life, or any lines that you were like, my character would not say this, anything that would be, you're able to say now that so much time has passed that you kind of had input on how they dress or act or how things should have gone.
Anyone?
I could say, like, I think I remember kind of being directed in a certain way with Danny, because, like, in certain scenes, Danny's kind of like a hyper manic kind of, in some way, like,
Little
she really
bratty.
a little bratty, little hyper manic, like, she really belts out Mom. And I remember we were doing that scream, and they kept telling me to do like more and more and more, and I was like, man, you know, people are gonna think like I'm imitating Macaulay Culkin, and it's gonna be fucking excuse me, and it's fucking stupid.
We were on a
That's
delay,
funny.
and 2-second delay, and nobody heard that.
And then because I said that, and then they go, okay, well then do it worse than him. And I was like, I can do that. I can do that. Okay, all right. And so I did it. And even now when I watch it, I'm like, I don't know if I'm fully comfortable with the choice, but you know, but it was, yeah, I think it played.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question is, when you are driving from the witch's house, and she grabs you and says, "Pull over. You don't have a driver's license." So was that improvised, or was that an actual line? Because obviously they're from way before there was ever a driver's license.
Yeah, no, I had a driver's license actually. It wasn't under Max Dennison, it was Omri Katz, but I was legally able to drive. Sorry, that joke went totally sour.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Don't get too confident about your
Yeah,
jokes.
sorry. Dad jokes are terrible. Everything's just terrible. No, I mean,
This
first
is
of all, that
Melissa's
was
child, so
Cállate la boca.
Aww.
Just kidding.
he's really upset now. I don't know why. I'm so
He can
He's
sorry.
like, I
up.
want to
You
go
wanna
back
come
over
up with
there.
us?
Basically, he wants to steal the show.
You want to say hi?
Would you like to
This is
tell us
Riley,
about
everybody.
Hocus
Say hi,
Pocus?
Riley. It's okay.
How was it filming Hocus Pocus?
I like your shirt.
I'm running back. But that whole scene was like a, what do you call that? Like a motion projection?
Yeah.
the car
So
was,
it looks like we're driving, but we're actually not driving. And she's obviously hanging from a harness or something. I don't exactly remember. But yeah, all that stuff was live action. Her pulling me and grabbing me like, pull over.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
I remember that. I remember that there was a lot of talk of like, shake the car more.
Yeah, that.
Yeah. 'Cause
So
that
that's what it
the-
was.
yeah.
That's what I remember.
Yeah.
Because we were like,
It was. We felt, yeah, we got a little punchy that day.
oh my God.
But I don't know.
But the actual, in answer to your question, the lines, I feel like the lines were solid. And even to your point, your question, like we basically, I feel like the characters were embedded in the lines. It was pretty well written in terms of the comedic turn they took. Because I don't know if you know, but it was mostly a dark film to begin with. Just straightforward horror kind of children's movie. And then they turned it into the comedic version it is.
What do you think the hardest scene was to film?
The hardest.
For me?
Oh.
Oh, you go. You already talked. Okay.
Question for the panel.
For me, the hardest scene it was more of a personal thing because this was my second movie. These two were already veterans at, 16 and 10. But I was very nervous about shooting the salt scene because all 3 witches were going to be in there, including Thora. And I was like, I have to battle them all at once in this one scene. Like made me felt very nerve-wracked. I just remember walking in to rehearse, and I was the last person in the room. Everybody was already there. And I just remember the intense feeling of Winnie. And I was like, wow, she's like, this was like one of the first times, because we did shoot so many times away from them. This was the first time she was up close in my face. And she was just like, hello, just like, her whole energy was Winnie, And then, of course, Sarah and Mary were there too. And then Thora's just screaming, she's trying to get me to help her. And I was like, oh my God, it's all the focus is on me in this moment. And anyway, and then Kenny really was having me pull the salt, put the salt around me. And I did it once. He's like, no. This is your weapon. You're the superhero in this moment. Do it better. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you go go around, just really, really, whisk it around. And finally I got to that point because I was, again, so nervous, and it definitely worked. But in the moment I was like, I can't believe I'm doing this. These are my idols, and Thora's there. But I definitely had the courage at the end through the pushing of Kenny Ortega to make me really do it. And apparently Jason Marsden, who plays Binks, was like, there's a meme on there where it's like, she didn't just spread the salt, she served it. So Kenny was right and I was wrong, being the timid little, free spreckles to begin with.
She was all like Salt Bay, and then Kenny was like, yeah, no, we get a little
doing
more
it like that.
into
No
it.
kidding. Yeah.
So.
Hi there. I was wondering, I know the movie didn't do as well as you had hoped
Hush your mouth, boy.
Hey, truth
when
be
it first
spoken.
came out, but now that it's become a staple of American Halloween, I guess, how does that make all 3 of you feel to know that you're part of a project that has become synonymous with Halloween classics?
I mean, it's pretty surreal, to be honest. I kind of left this career a long time ago and never really thought about the long-term effects and just the long-term resonance of being in a movie or being in a show or anything like that. I never really thought about it back then. And now to come back and kind of put myself back in this kind of public sphere and talk to you people and reconnect with these folks and everything, it's a trip. Yeah, it's just really surreal. I feel pretty fortunate.
Yeah, I think it's humbling for sure, and it just it's an odd thing, and it's a beautiful thing though, because people, you can have a very long career and maybe don't have a big identifying piece or that hits on such a cultural level and continues to grow instead of kind of fade away. It's just, it's very humbling, and but also it's like it's something that I get to celebrate and enjoy with all of you. I mean, I might not watch it every year or whatever, but it's it always is good to talk about it, and it brings back great childhood memories. It was one of my favorite films to work on as a kid. I mean, I was 10. It was Halloween, my favorite holiday already, so it was already a dream come true just to make it, and now so as much fun as I had then, it's even more heartwarming now that it's come full circle, and the love that I had for the project is now shared with all of you.
Yeah, I think what was so cool is the resurgence of it has really given us the joy we had, because before people wouldn't even mention that they liked this movie. They would kind of off to the side go, I loved you in this and that, and then go, and I also like Hocus Pocus. But now it's like everyone, confidently embraces this movie and as like a cult classic that it is. And again, we are proud of it, and we feel like, again, it's part of our childhood. And I mean, I watched, The Wizard of Oz growing up over and over and over again. I can't believe I was the same age as Judy Garland doing this movie about witches, I was like, I must have been like, I'm manifesting this in the future as my second movie. So that was ultra special. And then having the best co-stars to work with was amazing too. And also being able to show it to my son is the coolest part too. And even though he's like, you were good, Mama, but Sarah, she's so pretty. Out of the mouths of babes. Yeah, that just becomes what we're all seeing it become, which is this multi-generational film. And like you said, synonymous with Halloween. Like everyone's gonna go this year, go trick-or-treating, and then go watch Hocus Pocus for the 10 millionth time. And we love that. And we love that everybody can watch it too. Like it's a family-friendly movie, and it's just fun. It's just a really fun movie.
What is your favorite line from the movie?
Oh, come on. It's just a bunch of Hocus Pocus.
There's so many.
I think
Most of my favorite lines actually belong to the witches, but
Yeah, me
for
too.
me, just a virgin lit the candle. It's pretty. Yeah, it is one
It's
of my
so good.
favorite. It's good. Yeah. And I love you, jerk face too, because that's sweet. It's like a nice moment between brother and sister.
I'm always like, amok, amok, amok. That's what?
Come on. Weirdos. Weirdos are out. I know we can all quote it.
Okay.
I mean, I do like when he goes, like, maybe take a couple tries, but
I'm in trouble.
maybe take a couple tries.
Okay, hi. I have a question for all of you. I know you guys didn't make a return in Hocus Pocus 2, and I was very, very sad about that. I was sad for you guys. But if they so happen to come up with a third Hocus Pocus and they wrote you guys back in there, would y'all be willing to come back? Or do you think the story of y'all's characters is pretty much said and done?
I'd be honored to come back.
Oh, yeah. It was
100%.
one of our favorite movies shooting. I mean, it's just... I mean,
Yeah,
I think it has to be all three of us,
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Like,
agreed.
please.
For
You know?
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
We wouldn't want to disappoint anybody, so I think we would.
Yeah, but there needs to be that.
And just for the fan base, you know,
For sure.
because it's the original that really
Yeah.
grew this franchise. And I think as like, you know, as a repayment to you guys who made it so big, I think bringing us back would be an honor and necessary.
Well, I think there's a lot of curiosity about, like, hey, what happened to how did they turn out?
What
you know?
happened to
Yeah,
those
exactly.
guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are they doing
So
now?
there's plenty of opportunity to do.
Maybe we can be
do
the
anything.
witches.
Absolutely. Well, that's my goal. I'm taking over the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, can you direct it,
You
please?
could be
I
Winnie.
will
You
do
could
it,
be
don't
a
worry.
version of Winnie.
Yeah,
I'll be,
that's been my dream. I'm like, I'm going to grow up and I'm going to play her.
I'll be Martin the witch.
I always
and
like
Or you have like little witch
The warlock.
babies.
the warlock.
Red hair.
My question is for Max and Allison. Do you guys wish that your characters would have kissed in the film?
Ew. She's got cooties.
Ew.
She's got cooties.
Do
Ew,
tell.
no way.
Max likes
just sit over here.
Oh.
In fact, he loves them.
I think you should
answers
answer
that.
this question.
Should we have kissed?
Kiss now. No, I'm just kidding.
That get me in some serious trouble, folks.
Yeah, they have to.
Did any of you?
I don't know. No, I mean the connection was genuinely there. Like the romance was there, regardless of physical touch or not. And of course, obviously, we had a moment where we almost did, but were interrupted by the stupid witches.
Yeah.
But
Just when we
yeah,
thought we
I
could
mean,
relax.
it was pretty obvious. So I don't think it was necessary.
Someone asked, did they have a version where you were kissing at the end and then you didn't? And I was like, I feel like there was something written, but it didn't end up in the movie. But we never shot it.
At the very, very end,
Like when, yeah.
It moves on.
Yeah,
Like a
and-
moment where you finally had a hero kiss or something like that.
Maybe.
No, I think we just all kind
It
of
was like a huggle snuggle
the three
thing.
of us
Which
are
was-
just kind of
Yeah.
which was great.
right off into the sunset.
Yeah, because
type
it was
of
all
thing.
about him,
Him.
being released and.
But I feel like there
Connecting
was
with
something,
the
and then they were
sister.
like, no, let's just make it about him and the three of them together, because that's what
Yeah.
it was in the end. It's the three of us.
What do you think? You think we should have or not?
She's like, yeah.
Whoever asked the question.
Kiss.
Did any of you three have any like favorite horror movies growing up, or any like movies
Where
that
are
you
you?
like?
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. And Vanessa, what was it like working with Ronnie Dangerfield on the movie Ladybugs? I always like Ronnie Dangerfield, so I just had to ask that.
You go first, darling.
Oh my gosh. Well, this was my first movie, and I couldn't believe I'd only had to do is run around on a soccer field and get paid. And then have my 15th birthday on set with a huge cake and a big card from everyone. I was like, this is great. I love acting. And then I got to make out with him. I got to kiss him, so. But not Rodney, you know. You've seen the movie, it's Jonathan Brandon. But anyway, Rodney was lovely. He, contrary to his like public persona, was just so Papa Bear. Like he was always saying, you guys have enough water, go sit in the shade. You guys are out in the sun too much. What are you doing? Do you have any sunscreen on? You know, so I felt like he was protecting us at all times. And even someone actually on set said an anti-Semitic joke and he fired them. And that was, he said it in front of us. He's like, these kids have virgin ears and they should have not heard that joke, and that's inappropriate, goodbye. And I was like, wow, good for him, you know? And unfortunately it was a character that was not replaced, but a character of a girl and her mother. So that was probably really terrible.
Are you going to tell us?
Oh no, she's not in
just
the
be-
movie. Like they didn't replace the character; they just cut that character out.
I just
And
meant like, who is she in real life? What?
it was the mom. I don't want to ever fault the girl.
I was like, she
Yeah.
never worked again. It doesn't matter, right?
I think she didn't work again, which is sad. But you know, that kind of mom is not good. So, but anyway, he was lovely and great and funny and wore the same outfit every day. He literally did. He did not change his clothes. He went from that one outfit to the soccer uniform, and that was it.
What was it?
Such a funny dude.
Velour jumpsuit?
Velour jumpsuit when it was colder, and then a gray, just you know, like linen shirt and gray shorts. That's all the Rodney stuff I have. Is that okay?
This is for Omri.
Oh.
So we know you were partaking back then during the movie.
Of what?
Wait,
No, I'm
what?
kidding.
Rumors, all
Vanessa
rumors.
already outed it.
That you confirmed.
The rumors.
That he
When
confirmed.
Yes, it was medically. When
Just
you
say it.
rewatch, do you ever sit there and like, oh, I did not hit that because I was.
Yeah, there was a wake up moment for me personally where partaken, maybe I just got too comfortable and I wasn't hitting my cues and things weren't going right for me. And Kenny got all up in my face and was like, dude, what's going on with you? You know, and I was like, all right, well, maybe it's not working out for me. So I think, yeah, I had a couple moments where that probably wasn't the best decision.
Aw, we still love you.
Hey,
It's not
I
an
still got the
intervention.
job done.
It's not an intervention. Don't worry. Here's a
Even if
smaller
it
person
was.
with a question.
Hi, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Lucas, and did you make these Legos? That's funny.
Did you make those?
What is it?
Our Legos.
You did? You made the Legos?
Oh, do you have?
I've got my own personal Lego. Like
So the
little guy.
designer gave us
We
our
got
little
one. We have a
characters
little copy
Legos,
of
but
one,
my
yeah.
son played with it and played with the salt, and the salt's gone, which I'm really mad at him about. But oh well.
Maybe the dog ate the salt.
Well, at least something's good.
Maybe
Just
the salt
disappeared.
made the perimeter of your house.
Came back.
No mic.
There we go. All right. I wanted.
Dead battery.
Hello.
Hello. Can I speak now?
Your time's up, sir. Next.
Move. I was gonna say, I had a question for all of you. What was your favorite scene from Hocus Pocus 2?
That's assuming they watched it.
Watched it.
I
Did you all watch it?
yeah, I think we all did. Mine was the backstory of the Sanderson sisters, as children. That was my favorite.
I didn't see all of it, but I did see the opening part, and I thought the little girl who played young Bet was really talented. Yeah, she did a great job. Excellent impersonation.
And I third that motion. I like the intro. I also actually really like seeing the characters come back. And so that was really nice to see them reprise all their roles. But that was about it.
When you say the beginning, you mean the trailer. You watch.
No.
We met that backstory. I even liked there was a
prequel
tiny
part.
little line from a young Billy. Who I liked. He was great. He looked exactly like him.
What are you guys' favorite sports?
What are your favorite sports?
Yeah.
Currently?
Current.
Oh God, I'm learning all kinds with my son who's 6. My favorite. Yeah, you go.
Surfing, skateboarding, snowboarding.
Snowboarding?
Board sports I love. UFC, mixed martial arts.
UFC?
Like UFC.
You
Ultimate.
do UFC?
I don't. She said, "What are your favorite?"
Oh, I thought
you
you
didn't
meant to
say
play
what are
or
the
do.
your favorite sports that you do, or just favorite
Watch.
sports in general.
Like to watch or play?
What's your favorite horror film?
What's your favorite horror sport?
Three.
That's a late night
It's like
conversation.
rollerblading, but with like knife blades.
Let me see. Okay, so
Skeet
to answer your
slashing.
question, my favorite sport probably now is I enjoy watching soccer and football when it's season. I did enjoy the Olympics. I'm just in general more into sports these days than I was when I was younger. And my favorite horror film, I'm not big on horror films, but there is one that's super, super spooky called Funny Games, which I don't suggest you watch for a while. But yeah, there you go.
My favorite sport to do, because I'm learning new sports with my son, is skiing. I didn't really take it up for the longest time, and I'm still on the bunny slopes, but I'm having fun. And then
Skiing's fun. Too.
Skiing is
It's a lot
fun,
of
yeah.
fun, yeah.
But I did love watching that's just my favorite is watching gymnastics, the summer gymnastics.
They were great.
They were amazing. And
Yeah, they
last
killed
4
it.
years ago, I would just follow all of them and explained all of them to my son Jack, who was only 2 and the first 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So that was the best.
Yeah,
That was my
In
favorite.
a couple of years, we get the Winter Olympics, which I actually prefer over the Summer Olympics because of all the skiing and
Yeah.
all that stuff. Yeah.
But our
And ice
hometown is
skating.
going to have the Olympics.
Yep,
in
that's
4
right.
years.
That's right.
It's nuts.
And we're all invited.
Come on down.
Yeah, come stay at my house. Everybody here.
But I remember the '84 Olympics. I was on the PCH looking at
Really?
the marathon runners,
right,
and now
yeah.
Jack gets to look. It's great.
Final question. If you guys don't already have your professional photo ops purchased, you can do that upstairs because you can get all 3 of them in one photo.
Yeah.
3 in 1.
What? Mic drop.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you going to make a new Hocus Pocus and are you going to be in it?
We sure hope so.
I know.
Can you make it yourselves? Could you just do
We
it?
could.
Just do it.
We could.
On YouTube. We'll do a
I like
TikTok
that idea.
version.
Start a
That is the
GoFundMe
best
page.
idea so far.
TikTok
Just make it
version.
ourselves.
That's right. You get 20 seconds of it. We'll shoot it now. Let's go.
Right?
Black flame end. No, I'm kidding.
Black flame. Binks.
He lights the candle and it didn't work. Movie ended.
Yeah.
You can make
3
like 10
witches
minutes,
disappear.
so they can be longer. So,
I know. AI is coming anyway, so might as well do it.
did everybody have a good time?
Yeah.
Yes!
We did too.
Have you guys already gotten your autographs and selfies and everything?
No.
No, they haven't seen you all, so they're going to be doing that after their professional photo op, which is upstairs.
Upstairs.
After they take a little breather.
A little breather.
So yeah,
Not an
we'll-
inhaler, just a breather.
Smoke if you got them.
yeah, we'll be back at our table after the photo ops ish.
So if you haven't
After a
purchased
breather.
one yet, you can do that upstairs, and I think it's cash or credit, maybe.
No, it's cash only.
It's cash only. There we go. That's your question.
See you there. Or be
Enjoy
square.
Evansville Raptor Con 4.0.